Hello, this is KT. I wanted to show you guys something that I've done for the first time, and that is making charms. Over on the Scraps of Color Ning site, they had a charm swap going on, and I almost didn't participate, but I decided to try it. The only drawback for me is that I had also joined the challenge where you could not buy any craft items for the month of February. So I had to really look around my stash to see what I had, and you know what? Surprisingly, I had a lot of stuff. So I didn't even have to really look too hard. The hardest thing, I think, was trying to, especially since I've never made charms before, was trying to come up with a clasp. And she said something, Tina, who is hosting the swap, said something about using fishing hooks, which was great because my ex is a big fisherman. I dug around in some things that were here, and I found tons of fishing clasps as well as these bait swivel things. So I just put together some charms. I really didn't, I didn't have anything for a regular charm, but I saw someone, I can never remember who, videos I watch on YouTube. I'm going to find the thing that I saved so I can let you guys know, but she stamped on acetate, and she used stays on. I only had iris, so I didn't have any acetate, but I did have some acrylic ATCs. So I stamped a little clock face on the acrylic. It was too thick to go through my my punch, so I just took scissors and came up with my first charms. I'm really proud of myself. I had some fibers that I had gotten in a swap a couple of years ago, and I never really knew what I was going to do with them until now. I thought the colors matched really well. So I made my charms, and then I cut out some little tags out of watercolor paper, and my first charms, and I'm really happy about that. And I just made a little card for Tina. This is a copy of a painting. It's a print that I did last summer, and I took my ATG gun and put it on some watercolor paper, wrote a quick little note, and I'll stick that in the package. I also wanted to show you guys the journal that I finished. All I'm doing right now is waiting for my address so I can get it in the mail. I know that a lot of you saw, I have another video showing this in more detail, but as you can see, I put it in my book, and I added a couple of more things, not much. So when the ladies get the journal, the travelogue, they'll read the instructions on what to do, and then they will go to this page, and I tried to keep this page really simple. And they're just going to sign their names, and I have a page with a pocket with some tags for them, so they'll take it and fill out a tag with their information. And this just says, take a tag and tell a little about yourself, and don't forget to decorate it. Right now, I don't know if I'm going to put another folder in the back of the book, or will I just leave this right here for them to just decorate it. I'm thinking if they decorate it, they might need more room. So I'm going back and forth about that right now. The theme of my travelogue is artistic memories, and I dedicated my page to my grandmother, who was really inspiring to me. Not only did she help raise me, but I was very sick as a small child, and I was always home. I did my homework and everything, but I was pretty much bedridden. I mean, I can remember being prayed for at the church in the sick and shut-in list. And my grandmother kept me busy by teaching me how to sew, and she made jewelry. And so I think a lot of my creative genes come from her. I took an acetate. It's not even really acetate. This is just a page from some packaging. I used the Stays On again, and I have a really large heart rubber stamp, that I used, and I just positioned it over her face, and it kind of like frames it. And I put some acrylic rub-ons. I want to keep this page kind of simple. And then my actual page, I used all of this stuff I had just laying around. This tag is another watercolor tag that I did, and I just tried to make it look like wood. And this gold is stickles. I've had these for so long, and I'm finally getting to the end of them. I just punched out some scrap watercolor paper, and it just says, my grandmother taught me about being creative, to cook, to knit, to make jewelry, to sew. Then it says inspired, timeless. And then my next page is supposed to be, the first page is supposed to be what was your inspiration then, and the second page is what's your inspiration now. And I made this a little simpler. This is just like a raised, it's like, I guess, a burnout type of paper, and I just stuck a little butterfly, and I just have the rhinestones just coming down, and then this opens up, and I just added more rhinestones. And this is a rub-on that says, when someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. And then I made like a little fold out, the same way that I made the other mini book. And then it just says, if there was a window to my heart, you'd see my greatest inspiration, my son. He inspires me to keep our traditions alive, creatively, spiritually, and lovingly. In our family, we pass love on. And I made a little lattice punch with some scrap paper, and I put a heart acetate behind it, and then I took glossy accents. So I wanted it to make it to look like a window. Then I took a brad and stuck it to a little picture of me and my son. And that's it. I'm about ready to mail this off. I'm just waiting for my address for the first person to mail it to, and the pages are just made from cereal boxes and rice. And like I said, I'm not too sure yet if I'm going to add something else to put the finished tags. I'm not sure, but this is it. It's pretty much ready to mail. I probably will add the closure once the book returns, since I don't know what everyone's going to do to their pages. I don't know how thick it's going to be, so I think I'm just going to leave it like this until I get it back in 8 months. So thank you for hanging in there with me. And I will be working on some other things for a little while, so I won't have anything to show you. Like I said before, my projects are pretty much dedicated to 2 online magazines. But as I try to find some time, I will be back. And this is KT. Thanks for watching, and happy crafting.